CE5 and extraterrestrial contact, download my new book, now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, and 14 other platforms. Book authored by Donald Ledesma. CE5, Frequencies of Contact.
Join your fellow Starseeds, Lightworkers, and Experiencers at the 2024 Full Disclosure Now Conference, this July 15th to 18th. This conference will be a fun and positively life-changing experience for so many. In addition to 4 days and nights of presentations, there will be special event dinners, dancing, fun time on the beach, UFO night watch tours, film screenings, vendors, and more at the lovely Serrata Beach Resort on St. Pete Beach, Florida. Over 34 Montauk Project survivors, Secret Space Program whistleblowers, ET contactees, and psychic healers will be presenting in the name of the Full Disclosure Movement. The truth must be revealed if we're all to achieve our Star Trek future here and now. Get your event passes and book your stay now at fulldisclosuremovement.org.
Holy crap.
I believe it was 5 separate craft. That's some straight UFO shit right there.
That's when I started seeing all of the lights and the contact that I've been witnessing. I just kept filming and looking up at the sky, and it just started happening more frequently.
Look, what is that? What is that? What was that?
Hi, I'm Heather McLaren, ESTP ufologist from Scotland, and you're watching Alien Strand podcast with Donald Ledesma.
AlienStrand.com, the official website.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Alien Strand Podcast. I'm your host, Don Ledesma, and welcome to today's show. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, man. I swear there's been so much UFO stuff just all over the place, man. I mean, literally all over the place. Everywhere I turned around on my cell phone, man. I don't know if you guys were experiencing this, but there was just so much UFO footage and phenomenon that was happening all over the world, man. Actually, literally all over the world. I'm going to show you some videos tonight on that, and then a local as well. So thank you guys for joining us here on Rumble, on YouTube, and on X. Please give me a subscribe, like. Please follow these pages. Alien Strand, I have 2 of them here on Rumble, but check them out. They all kind of coincide together, so it really doesn't matter. Just just follow us here on Rumble. We're getting this one to grow. I hope you guys really enjoyed the film, the middle part too. I know it's already out. I've been blabbing about it so much, but it's okay because you know what? It's about disclosure, right? I read something this morning when I woke up. I tend to. I don't know if you guys do this too, but I woke up and I don't know what. I opened my phone just to see my messages, emails, whatever that comes through, right? So I happened to look at this message, not from me, but just it was just a post of somebody that did this. They're like, if if you're going to be a podcaster, uh, uh, so don't sell so much of your stuff. Your stuff's not as important. The people you're interviewing is important, and I agree. I totally agree on that. And it kind of like, well, does that me or what? And I started thinking, no, it's not. You know why? Because the films that I'm putting out to you guys is disclosure. That's what it is because it's the actual truth of what's happening. It's not promoting me or anything like that. Because you know why? I'm paying for all the films and everything, and then the little bit that we get back from, and we don't get but a third back from what I put into it, right? So let's just say your film costs $10,000. I'll be lucky to get $1,000 out of it, all right? And so the rest I have to come up with another film, right? So and we keep these prices low for you guys for that reason, because it's disclosure. I know it's hard for people these days. I know, I get it, but and we try to keep these prices as low as possible for you guys. Now, as far as I call this podcast, they're watching, because why? They're always watching us. If you kind of really think about it, always watching us in the skies, and it's just crazy, man, of what's happening everywhere. And I'm gonna tell you this small story. I was approached yesterday from one of my friend Don Rogers, and he had this friend out there in Canada as well. And a lot of things have been happening to her, right, and her family. She got but a lot of things have been happening to her. She's a young woman that just this things that are happening to her as far as like scarring, bruises automatically, everything like that that's been taking place recently since February, right? I'm not going to give her name, but I'll probably have her on one of the podcasts a little later on. But anyway, it's just a lot of strange things have been happening to her ever since February, ever since she saw her first UFO, right? And keeps on filming them. Like I've always said here with everything, once you see one, you can't unsee it anymore, right? Because it keeps coming, right? And there's a lot to that story, and it goes pretty deep, man. But I just want you guys to understand that this happens, and people visit me and talk to me daily about what's happening to them, right? And this is not something that's made up. We're not trying to make a bunch of money off of it. No, man, this is disclosure. We're just showing you what's happening to people and folks out there, right? So I came across last week. I don't know if you remember, I did the Bigfoot thing, right? And then all of a sudden, this I'm gonna put it up. This photo right here popped up, right? And supposedly the story on this thing was that this guy was out hunting and Tennessee or something like that, and this thing happened to start approaching him. So he picks up his rifle and points it at it, and the thing spoke, and it told him, like, don't shoot. Like he heard it like in a grunty, deep sound, don't shoot, right? And he's like, what? So he puts his rifle down, and this is what approached him. And this is what we're getting out of the photo, right? This is the story that came out of the photo. And so what you're seeing here is what he took a picture, a selfie of. Now, I know that kind of looks like that old man from the Duck Dynasty guy, doesn't it? But it's kind of strange how the way this if this is a real photo, and I've tried to look at it just to see if it was AI, anything like that, and I couldn't tell really on this one because this one's like a really good one. The facial features look really, really strong, right? And usually they say around the eyes it's real dark around the eyes area, what you see there, and then of course because of the large brow that has it on the skull, right? But it does have features of a large man. Now, I don't know how tall this man is, but let's just say he's a 6-footer. This guy probably goes up above him maybe another foot and a half, 2 feet maybe. So, and that is the strangeness about this photo, man. That that has me kind of wondering, are these things watching as well, right? And which they are, right? And that's and that's what we're talking about here today. If these things are coexisted with maybe UFOs, and I talked about it on the last podcast. I hope you guys heard that last one. It was a really good one. I thought it was a really good one. I showed a lot of footage and things like that, but this was kind of compelling to me because I couldn't tell if it was. Usually, you could tell it's AI. Uh, a lot of times you can, but this had too much detail on the facial features and what you would probably see in a Sasquatch. All right. Now that's a Sasquatch, and he says that it was actually speaking to him in English, right? But it was a strong, kind of broken English. All right. I don't know. I hope more photos come out or maybe a video. That would be even cool. But it's just like I always said before. If you were to stand next to one, nobody's going to believe you, right? Hey, thus, this is what we get, right? Same thing. Are you going to believe this photo? I don't know, man. I mean, I even question it myself, right? And that is the strangeness about the photo. Now, let's get into the extraterrestrial realm right now. Um, the I don't know if you remember the Nazca mummies, the little small ones that they found up there in Nazca, Peru, and I came across this video of, I guess they did a muscle structure analysis of of that this small one. I think they're like about a foot or a foot and a half tall, maybe 2 feet, of the extraterrestrial of what they're claiming is an extraterrestrial. Now, I've heard people bitching about it, screaming about it, that it was paper mache, they made it up, whatever. Um, but when I saw this, because they kind of plant that seed in your mind, right? When you're a ufologist, you kind of think, man, is that true or is it paper mache? Maybe I don't know because it was all white, right? You couldn't really tell. I know you know what ones they're talking about, the ones that they showed in Mexico last year, and then the government when they brought it out there to the table. Now, I'm going to show you the video of what I'm talking about, and right here you can actually see the structure, right, of the muscle, and it does have some sort of a muscular structure to it, right? If you're looking at this, as strange as it looks, and what you're hearing the clicking noise, and it's the actual they're doing the X-ray of it, right? But it looks like it has broken down muscle tissue in within this video, and it's giving you a 3D imagery of what this thing actually is, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that that's a possibility that this is what this thing is? It has some molecular structure to it. Anything with muscle will have that. You know what I mean? And it clearly shows that in the 3D model of when they scanned it, right? And it's giving you the details of what's on there, right? This just the way the strangeness of the shoulders, the way it's put together. It's what's kind of weird about it, right? Uh, let's look at the shoulders again. Now, look at the shoulders. See how kind of wide they are. It has like a now that there's a plate that goes right across where the chest area is. They say that was a metal plate that was there. Uh, and then in the center of the chest. Now, if they were scanning it like of course what we use to scan everything, it's like a bunch of magnets and radio, X-ray. You can't have any kind of metal because it'll just spark. It's like a microwave, man, basically, right? So I don't know if they took that off or it's still there, but it's just kind of strange. It's large. I mean, we have it too. We have a collarbone. We have that bone that comes across, but this is a straight structure, right? And that's what has me kind of weirded out about that, right? Of what it is. Now, pretty much that's up to you to decide if you think that's an extraterrestrial or not, right? It's a possibility. It might be one. And it's pretty much giving you the look at the muscle. Look, you can see it. It still has signs of it, right? Paper mache? I don't think so. And then they found eggs inside of one of them, right? Some eggs. like literally eggs, right? Whatever this thing is, it doesn't have babies like we have babies. Sort of, we have the small egg, but it grows and then it grows into a human being, and it's in the sac, right? So, but theirs is more like a hard shell egg. So, it kind of gives you you start thinking about it. What does that? What makes that hard shell egg? Pretty much it's going to be in the reptile kind of family, right? Snakes, lizards, turtles, things like that. Just it's kind of like in that family of how it reproduces, right? Is it a male, female? Now they're saying that one was a male, one was a female. I guess it had genitalia. I don't know, but to find eggs like that inside of one, it's strange, And I know they've been talking about this for a while, but it kind of died down. I just wanted to bring this to the forefront just a little bit to kind of get you thinking about it just a little bit, just as much as I'm thinking about it, right? So okay, I'm going to bring you to here, current time. So there was a video. Mr. Terry Lynch, he's in our films, the middle part one, the middle part two. He's in those two films. He lives in Lapine, Oregon, right? And that's way up in the west part of Oregon, almost next to Washington up there, Washington State. Okay. So they're having fires like literally in that town, Lapine. They're trying to save their town from burning. It's on fire out there. So this person that was random person decides to film, right? And I'm going to show you the original film, and then I'm going to show you the breakdown version of what they saw, right? So let me show you the film of what they were recording. Let's see this. Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw that. It's right when the first airplane went by. If you look closely, it was fast. It was super fast. You literally have to slow down. And what I did was I slowed it down with my phone, right? You can work wonders with your iPhone, man. I swear to God. You can do so much with your iPhone. Anyway, so I slowed it down because they said I saw something move past that airplane so fast, and people were like, "Well, show me." It was just on there. It's called "What's Happening in Lapine." That's on Facebook, right? So people were like, kind of, they were mocking this person, and it was hard as they didn't know how to slow it down. So what I did was I slowed it down for them, right? And I'm going to show it to you now. Look in front of the airplane. So when the airplane comes this way, you're going to see something come up here, and then it's going to go across, but it's going to start from the bottom and it's going to go straight across. So be looking out for that while I show you this film. Watch as I slowed it down, and you'll see exactly that these things, orbs, UFOs, are faster than the eye can see. But when you slow them down, sometimes you can catch it. But then when you slow it down on your camera, you'll be able to see a little bit better. So let's see this. So there's the plane going by. Now look in the front nose part of it. Watch it, and I'm going to slow it down. You'll see it. You see like you see that right on top of the airplane. It's going by, almost looks like and then I back it up, and then it starts coming down. Watch. Bam, it goes down. So it starts from the bottom and it goes up. So it literally went in front of the airplane when you're looking at this, right? So I'm showing it back and forth. This thing just went what does that? Straight from the bottom, and then shoots at as a L trajectory right across that airplane, right? This is what you're seeing, and this is what that person saw. So apparently these UFOs are all over Lapine because Terry talks about it, that he sees them all over Polina Peak, right? And they're always constantly going up and down and around. Now, just like you saw it go up and around, up and around. Now, remember, everything that I show you here on these podcasts, it's proof. I'm showing you proof, right? I'm not blowing smoke in your rear, right? I am showing you proof. Like I said before, don't just tell me, show me. I am showing you, right? So when I got to show that to that person, they were really appreciative because I got to slow it down and other people got to see it. Then they stopped calling them, like names or whatever. Oh, you're just full of crap, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Here we go, right? And sometimes it takes somebody with a sharp eye or just somebody with a little bit of technology savvy, let's just say, and are able to do these for folks. And this is what I do. And Terry Lynch does it for folks. Ryan Keaton does it for folks. Ani Ball, he's the master, man. I swear to God, this man is the master. Anibal Quiñones Caballero, man. I swear to God, this man is the master of ufology, and he can see. We have just figured out a spectrum that nobody has, and he can see these things. And I'm glad he represents a Alien Strand Disclosure Project, because he can catch these things all day long in the sky with his spectrum that we can't see, right? He figured it out. Put it to that way. All right. So speaking of a local, I had him on the show a while back. His name's Ryan Keaton. He uploaded this because we have a group called Alien Strand Disclosure Project, and we have a private group for the members that are part of the team. And he started sending this video. Now watch, it's going to be, he was filming at his house, kind of cloudy, and then you see something go by this way, right? And it's literally crap, because he gets it all the time out there. So let's go show that. Okay. I don't know if you caught that, right? So what I did was, you can see like a little shadow going across the sky. Somebody saying, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm glad you guys are watching tonight. I'm glad everybody's watching right now. Watch. This is, so what I did was I gave him a different spectrum on it, and so that way we could see the craft a little bit better. Now watch, this is what I did for him. It's going to have no sound, but as you can see, this thing's going by, and it is not an airplane. This is a saucer shape, or a kind of tic tac sort of shape. I think what it's kind of hard to tell what's going by, so I went back and forth on it. I didn't know if that was a bug or another craft that went by super high speed. But the one in the background is not a bug, and I'm going to show you why we know it's not a bug. All right. So if you like to do these yourselves, there's a program. It's for free. It's called V with a V, number 2, ART, A-R-T, V2 ART. Now, if you guys can download that, and it helps break the analysis down on something that you've seen in the sky, right? Something that's kind of hard with the naked eye. Now, there's this feature on there called the goal feature, right? And in this one, you can pretty much tell exactly what it is. So I did this for him as well. Watch this. So this is the goal feature. You can see the outline of his house, and this craft is going by. Now, on this UFO, you can pretty much know that it's not an airplane. Look at the shape of that thing. Has a tic-tac looking shape. Now, Ryan Keaton records these all the time over his home, right? This is a constant thing that he records. And as strange as it is, people call him crazy. They call us crazy. They call everybody crazy that believes in UFOs, right? But really, in reality, if you think about it, it's disclosure. We're disclosing this information for you guys to know that so many people don't look up at the sky. They're too busy looking at their phones. They're constantly sheeping here. I'm going to call it sheeping, because that's what we're doing, sheeping. We're just kind of, going with the Joneses down here, looking at our phones, never looking up at the skies. Now, when you stop sheeping, you'll actually have an awakening moment once you see these things. All right. So just kind of remember that it's an awakening, and it does happen to people once you get your face out of the phone for a while. As hard as it is for some folks, I know, I do it too, but there's times where I let it go. I gotta let it go. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I do have another one. This is another video that was shot in Nepal. Right. So this is a strange one, man, because it's three crafts almost going over a mountain at night. I love these two because you can see the UFO and how they operate and how they kind of move around differently, right? So let's go ahead and show that right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So there, here it is right here, and they're literally over the mountain peaks out there in Nepal, and they're just acting differently, right? And you know it's not a satellite. You know, it's just too low, too stationary. It's not a drone because it's not blinking any nav lights, anything like that, right? So this is what people are actually seeing up there in Nepal, right? And then you see it turns into sort of a triangular sort of look, right, on that video, right? We see that a lot. There's a lot of that, like daily, of these crafts going in different directions. And all of a sudden, they'll just go into a geometric shape, right, which is a triangular shape, right? And what is it about the triangular shape, right? We have pyramids all over the world, triangular shape. You know, of course, it's a pyramid, but it's still triangular and, and geometric. And then they do it too in the sky, right? Why that shape? And that always gets me, you know, all the time on that, right? And how these things can, now we just saw how you can go into these different spectrums in your apps on your cell phones and see these things a little bit better than what they are. Now, what if you're using night vision, right? A lot of times you can see these things in night vision. Well, I have a video here that's going to show you the night vision, and then they actually can manipulate that as well. All right. They're getting smart, man. These things are getting smart. And before we used to use night visions to see them a little bit better, right? With your lasers and all that good stuff, right? I get it. I get it. People do that and they still do it, which is fine. You can do that with C5ing, anything like that, right? But I think these things starting to figure out our spectrum of light, right? So this video is going to show you a UFO on the ground. Somebody was actually using a, you know, night vision and were able to see it. And then all of a sudden it disappears while it's on the ground, like a camouflage. So yeah. I'll play it again so you can see it again. Watch. Yeah. Now you know. Now you know. All right. And they're pointing their laser right at this thing, right? Literally right at this thing. And then it just disappears using night vision. Hello. 210 is out there. Hey, Queen Regina's out there. Hey, y'all. She's saying, what's up, 210 UFO? Go watch Ryan Keat, man. He's a 210 UFO. He's there on Rumble. He's there on YouTube. He's there on Facebook. He's got a live Facebook there where you can see his daily activities, man, on when he's sky watching. He loves to sky watch. And that's why you were able to see his footage here today because of that, right? And I just showed you right now, this was somebody else's, but how these things can already tell that we're looking at them in this spectrum of light, right? So how is it that they're able to do this? I think I think, and just like I told this person today when I spoke to them this morning, you know, about the issues that they're having with being scarred up already, and I believe that they're coming down and they're doing things to this person already, right? You know that it's something that it's hard to make these things go away. You're not going to be able to. And like I spoke before on another podcast, I told her, I said, look, we always focus on these UFOs, but we never focus that there's a pilot inside of these UFOs, and we are the antenna, and we are connected to the UFO, and the UFO is connected to the pilot. So we're all in sequence, right? So it's downloading everything from you in a sense on your thoughts. It knows everything about you, it knows where you live. That's why they know where they can, even if you move, they're right there with you. I don't care where you move to, they're there. All right. Now I am really going to freak you out here. I'm going to show you a couple more videos. I got like 3 more to show you, but they're so cool, man, because these things are just weird. All right. And I'm going to show you, I broke down some stuff on it as well. So you can kind of make out exactly what these things are. Right. It's going to blow you away, man. I guess he's sky watching on Wednesday. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad he's doing that. So I can't wait. I'm excited. Let's see. They are conscious, and the entire universe is consciousness. That's from Miss Regina Palmer. I knew it. That's her. She's on the middle part 3. All right. She tells her story on there. Now, love her as well. She's got a band called the Giggle Fits. Go check them out on YouTube. Also, so this video I'm going to show you, somebody shot an orb, right? Not a shot, but with their video camera. And as strange as it looks, we always see how they're eliminated with, some kind of electrical energy, right? That these balls of light are full of energy, right? And this is going to show it clear as day. So let me show this to you. It's in California. Dogs are going nuts. All right. California. Last year, in what, July, dogs are going crazy of that orb, right? And this is close by. You saw the energy that was coming off of it, right? Which is amazing to see, especially at that close up and that zoomed out version, right? Regina says, yep, they're everywhere. Now, that was a recent video that I just showed you. That was recent. That just popped up. They just introduced it to us, right? There was another one, totally different video, but it was the same style of object, right? And just watch the way this thing reacts. It's the same thing, but a little bit different. And I'm going to show you the difference of it, right? All right. So let me show you the video. Let me show you the video. Here it goes. See the colors on that one? The other one was more white. It was like energy of maybe like white electricity. This other one had colors on it. But the same kind of orb, right? This is an orb that we're looking at up close. Whoever shot that, thank you for shooting that. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you exactly why. Now, when I zoomed into this last one that you saw, I was able to do frame by frame analysis and comparison, right? And I saw something strange while I was doing this. Now, I am going to throw you for a loop here, but you tell me what you see when I slow this down. Now, I zoomed it in real close, all right? And I did frame by frame as it, as it was sparkling. I want you guys to see what you're seeing. And you tell me exactly what you're seeing if you think what you're seeing is what I saw. All right. So let me show you this. Watch. Look at that. That's one frame. It's another frame. That's another frame. Another frame. What are you guys seeing right there? What are you seeing there? Look at that. Now, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Is what I want to know. Somebody say it on the chat if they're seeing anything. You tell me. Say it on the chat right now. I want to know what you guys are seeing. Look at that. What is that? This is frame by frame comparison on what you were seeing. All right, guys? Cube in a circle? Maybe. I don't know about you. I'm seeing faces inside of here. And it seems to change almost into a kind of demon looking face. And then it goes into a sort of extraterrestrial sort of look as well. When I slowed down that one shot that you saw. All right. This is me going frame by frame with my cell phone on that. So you can do that with your phone. Just click the record and zoom in and start going frame by frame on it, right? And you start getting these images from it. I'm seeing it morph from facial changes into square and triangles. I mean, are we just seeing things with our minds, what we want to see, like the cloud thing? Erdolia, whatever they call it? Or are we actually seeing something here? Because I pretty much stop it on everything that I thought I saw, right? Everything that I thought I was seeing, I stopped it in that frame. Now, like especially right there, that looks like two big old eyes, mouth, round head, that as well. Eyes. And there we go. Ryan Keaton, I wasn't able to see you on Rumble. Huh, that's strange. Yeah, but I mean, look what you were seeing there. And that's what brings it to my attention of these things of what they are, right? Do these extraterrestrials manifest themselves into what we're seeing as orbs, as a strong energy? And then you can start seeing different faces in it or what it is, right? And from a distance, we're seeing, oh, look at the pretty star. Look at the pretty orb. But once you start zooming into it and slowing these frame down, you start getting those images, right? Which is as strange as it seems because almost on every image, I'm almost seeing two eyes in every one. And I don't know if it's just me, but that's a possibility, man, that this thing is manifesting itself inside of this orb, or it is part of the orb, right? Which brings me to my other point when I was talking to this other person earlier today. That we are the antenna. These things are alive. The craft is alive. The extraterrestrials alive within the craft, right? Why not manifest itself? Why not change it to an orb? Why not make it look like an airplane? We've seen those. We've seen these things morph into an airplane or a helicopter sometimes, right? And that is a total strangeness of what I'm showing here today. Are they watching us? They are watching us. Yes, they are daily, right? Some stories go deeper than others as far as the extraterrestrial contact, because once you have contact, you can't unconnect. Okay. We have not figured that out yet. They keep coming and coming. Right on. Since I got Rumble and YouTube going on at the same time, and YouTube tablet on the large images. Right on. Perhaps this is how spirits manifest into physical form. Yes. Yes. This is Queen Regina saying that. And why not? I mean, we're seeing these things from a distance, right? And as pretty as they look, I'm gonna throw this back. And that's a star. It's saying it's a star orb, right? And then we get another star orb. But once we break it down, then we start seeing the different ways that it changes, right? Inside of that spectrum of light that's inside of there. Now, we have a friend that she's going to be on. Her name's Jody Lynn Brown. I talked to you guys about her before. She had these things, orbs, just like this, and she explained that this is how they look, like full of like electricity and a lot of energy. That they were almost coming up to her feet, and these things were like the size of, I don't know, maybe a beach ball, possibly. And we have a video of it. Now, these things got so close to her to where she ended up getting sick from it. Some radiation poisoning possibility. This is what she feels that's a possibility that happened to her, because this was like 3-4 months later after I filmed her. She gives me the call and she got real sick. All right. These things were coming to her a lot, daily almost, right? Those things are what I just showed you. And of course, when these people start explaining on the films, just like Ryan Keaton, and then he starts showing us this UFO crap that goes by his house, right? You can't see it because it's cloudy as hell, but we end up making out exactly what it was, right? And we know that was a UFO craft going across. Because in the actual video, it has no nav lights, nothing blinking. And the original video, you can see it. Let's see, it doesn't even have nothing blinking. Let's watch it as it goes by. Right? There's nothing blinking. There's no lights. There's nothing. This thing just cruises by. And if it's an airplane, it's going to have blinking lights. It's a helicopter, it's going to have nav lights. The back light's going to be blinking white. I always remember that the back of the helicopter is always got a white light that blinks. Right? The front is red, the back is white, and only the white blinks. Right? So it didn't have any of that. Broad daylight, what does that? Anibal Quinones, he's out there. He's the master himself. He's watching tonight. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. So the light looks like fire. Yep. Anibal, you may want to mention that they also have an EMF all over the area where it's present. Exactly right. So EMF, for you guys don't know out there and here in Rumble, if you do know, it's electronic magnetic field. This is the field that is around this craft. Every UFO has these, right? And they do have a strong field. And this is how we're able to see them in the different spectrum of light because of that field. If they didn't have that field, I think it'd be a little harder to see them. especially when they appear, they disappear, right? But at least they can't really hide that well because we can see that, right? Like you can see it in the gold, right? As it's going by, you can actually see the field, right? That's what the gold is picking up. And this is an app called V2 Art. Okay. Anybody can download this. It is free. You know, if you're into ufology, if you're into anything like that, this is what we use as one of our tools. One of our tools. Of course, it takes a little while. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out, but it works great once you get it and you start zooming in and start cropping and before you put it into the program. This I highly recommend you do that. Zoom it in and crop it and everything before you put it into the program because once it's on, I mean, you can do it after, but to me it's pulls it in a little bit better, right? The contrast, things like that. So kind of do that if you're using that program. Now, I showed you a lot of information tonight, a lot of UFOs out there tonight. I'm doing very little of these podcasts, but I just this was the little bit that I had left inside of the back of my phone because this is a recent stuff. I constantly download stuff, man, all the time because I think it's important for you guys to see of what's going on in ufology and in the world of ufology, right? And that's where these films and everything has to do with ufology, coexist with it, right? These films right here. It's out on Amazon Prime. You have to see this film. Go check it out. Part 3, I'm already going to start releasing it already within a month on Amazon Prime. All right. So as a matter of fact, the middle part 2, I just put it up on my other distribution platform. So you'll probably start seeing it on TCL. You'll start seeing it on Roku TV, possibly, and then you'll see it on Tubi TV. All right. So it'll be coming up on those probably in a couple of months. But if you want to check it out, we kept it at a low price. Go check it out on Amazon Prime. No commercials. I don't like the commercials, man. It's all right, I guess. Save yourself some money. That's cool. But I like to watch a film straight to because once you're in it, you're pulled in. You're pulled in all the way, man. That's the best way to watch it, right? That's just me. I don't know. But as for the people that say I'm promoting my stuff too much, you know what? I'm gonna be just like Miss Louise Jenkins, 1957. First woman that said, "Oh, this motherfucker would," right? So that's me. I'm just like Louise Jenkins, 1957. Just remember that. All right. I'm out here to do to put out disclosure. This is what Ani Ball's about. This is what Ryan Keaton's about. This is what everybody's about. Terry Lynch, Chris Howell. You just saw, Heather McLaren up there in Scotland. She just saw the part 3 and she was just totally blown away. She goes, Donald, you need to be proud of yourself for what you did for disclosure. And when she saw part 3 the other day, and if you go to my Facebook, you'll see everything that they wrote. Even Don Rogers wrote a really nice thing about after watching part 3. Him and his whole family saw it. So, it was one thing to see it. He goes, I said, I bet you got a lot of questions. He said, yes, I do. I do have a lot of questions. I said, all right, man. Well, that's all good. But I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast today. It was my absolute pleasure giving you all this information as much as possible. Please just kind of follow me here on Rumble. I will be here more than anything else. I will be on YouTube, of course, and X, when it does pop up. The only 3 channels. That's it, man. That's all you guys gonna get for now. All right. So just kind of bear with me. I'm doing some changes, and of course, the Skylight One web TV is dead. Is off. I shut it off for a little bit because I'm making changes. I'm making a whole bunch of changes. All right. So bear with me. Bear with my craziness. Please go watch Ryan Keaton and 210 UFO there on Facebook Live. Go visit Mr. Anibal Quinones Caballero. If you have, a question about, if you want him to analyze your stuff for you, don't overwhelm him too much. Just, give him one here because he's like me. A bunch of people approach him every day. So he's doing it because he wants disclosure the same way as we all do here. Right. So, and he says, that's my thing. They can't hide. We're talking about that. Regina says, I'm glad I could tune in. Yes. I'm glad you guys are tuning in today. I wasn't going to do this for a minute. You know what? It's like I don't know if there was this episode of I love to laugh. So there was this episode of Ren and Stimpy. I don't know if you remember Ren and Stimpy, but there's a red button, right? And the dog, which is Ren, tells Stimpy, "Don't touch that button." It says push, and he's like biting his nails because he can't help when he's sweating. And when he walks away, he goes and he pushes the button. Well, that's me. I can't help it, man. I gotta do podcasts, man. Once I get away from it, I start missing it, right? And I do need a couple of days to recapture my thoughts, and it's just one of those things. So please keep Terry Lynch in your prayers out there and your thoughts, because they're battling a fire in his hometown of Lapine, Oregon, and we're hope they prevail and put out that fire. Let's pray for some rain for them up there. They need a bunch of rain or snow. Man, I'm ready for snow. It's too damn hot down here, man. Oh my God, it's hot. It's too hot. Anyway. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast today. Please follow me here on Rumble, YouTube, all those other pages. And I really appreciate you guys watching today. I thought it was important for you guys to see the smaller things that I do as I break these images down. So at least you can kind of get an idea of what other people see and what these things possibly really are. All right. So until then, you guys have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good evening. And have yourselves a good night. Don't forget, Alien Strand Podcast. Don't forget. You gotta keep, man. It's an addictive drug. All right, guys. Have a good day, man. We'll see you soon.
Join your fellow Starseeds, Lightworkers, and Experiencers at the 2024 Full Disclosure Now Conference, this July 15th to 18th. This conference will be a fun and positively life-changing experience for so many. In addition to 4 days and nights of presentations, there will be special event dinners, dancing, fun time on the beach, UFO night watch tours, film screenings, vendors, and more at the lovely Serrata Beach Resort on St. Pete Beach, Florida. Over 34 Montauk Project survivors, Secret Space Program whistleblowers, ET contactees, and psychic healers will be presenting in the name of the Full Disclosure Movement. The truth must be revealed if we're all to achieve our Star Trek future here and now. Get your event passes and book your stay now at fulldisclosuremovement.org.